be very familiar. Morning. I think many of you are familiar with a trend that is developing and something I have discussed on my videos a lot. The fact that these free social media platforms are fickle and you cannot use that to plan anything long term. I have been discussing it just this week. I went on Glory's TikTok live 3 days ago, and we had this conversation yesterday after work. You know my platform. I have been running this platform since 2018. I don't post anybody's content. I do not share nothing. I am in no beef with nobody, nothing. I have been monetized since 2019. And Meta and I have had a good relationship. Sometimes they are funny. So sometime last year, they decided that my reels were not original. And that time I was thinking, okay, maybe something in the past I had done some duets. So maybe it was some of those duets that I'd done. Okay, fair enough. Then it was something else that came up. At some point, they wanted you to re-verify everything. Meta has had my verification since 2020. They have my passport, they have my business licenses, they have everything. All of a sudden, they wanted to re-verify everything. Okay, fine, re-verification is not a problem. The documents are still here. I sent the documents to them, and ever since then, it is reject after reject after reject. I'm like, how would you reject? So they wanted me to send a few weeks ago the PayPal account statement. I sent them the PayPal account. Oh, how come the email address is different? Honey, my email address is different because I have multiple domains. I have sent you evidence of all of them. I have put those domains on Meta. You know them, you have them. And you have paid me my Meta fees since 2019. Sometimes to this, there is a particular thing that only still pays out through PayPal. So how come you suddenly don't know my PayPal and suddenly you can't verify my PayPal? We were forwards and backwards. I dealt with somebody on the phone. Eventually, they put through a request. Then I started getting email after email requesting the same thing. And every time you send the same thing, they don't do anything about it. But you know, it is a free platform. They can do whatever they like. I don't get provoked to come and do these things. At that point, I did not. Only for me yesterday to go on Meta, every single page I had yesterday, they had decided every single page is demonetized because it was not following some monetization. And I'm like, there are some of those pages I've not even posted to for 2 years. I got busy. I have not posted to those pages for 2 years. And no, especially this one. I don't share anybody's content here. I do not share anybody's content on this page. This is a monologue. I don't even put my children and my husband on this page. When you read the content monetization, it says that you have to make sure that you only post videos you record. Duh! What is this? Is this your grandmother recording? No. It has to be videos you own. Duh! Does your grandmother own this one? And I was reading through yesterday and it finally clicked. This is a very strategic thing Meta is doing because Meta no longer wants to pay. And I am going to tag a few of the content creators, see if they would want it to. Meta no longer wants to pay. Meta is doing everything they can to restrict, especially. So I was minding my business. They themselves decided they were going to recirculate my broadcast to people a few weeks ago in July. So they started resharing. Those of you who had not seen my videos for a long time were suddenly seeing the notification. And as soon as that happened, as soon as they saw that that was driving traffic to my business, they shut it down anyway. So we are back to 3 people watching me, 5 people watching me. It's fine. I have no complaints. It is their free platform. They can decide to operate it the way they want. Suddenly yesterday, they had rejected my payout settings. Excuse you. Rejected what? For what reason? And then almost all the monetization tools have been withdrawn because I haven't followed content monetization. Dear Meta, please point out to me one place where I violated your content monetization. One place. Show me one place. If you show me one place, I will apologize profusely. You can deactivate the account if you want. But show me what I did. Whose content did I use that wasn't mine? Whose content? How did my payout account get deactivated when the month was ending and it is time for you to pay up? How come? People's accounts are getting deactivated, people's accounts are demonetized, and there is silent demonetization that a lot of people don't even find. Almost every creator's earnings have slashed. But Meta, you are not playing fair because you are still running ads on our videos. Even accounts you claim you have deactivated, the ones who are not following your content monetization, are still showing ads that you are paid for. I would hate to think that this is a strategic move. I would prefer to think that this is a mistake by some of the chatbots that Meta has installed to try and help with their management. But when these things happen, it used to be like yesterday. What happened? There would have been a review button. Whenever they applied a sanction to you, you could have gone and contested and asked for a human review. This time there was no human review. So Meta, my question is, are you doing this because you want it? And it doesn't make sense because you make so much money from people who legitimately want to advertise through your platform, including me. They pay for the service and you run it through people like me and the videos we make. So why is it that you have taken money from the advertisers and you are running the ads on our pages? Our pages are good enough for the ad to run, but not good enough to receive a fraction of the payment. Is that what this game is, Meta? I would hope it's not, because if it does, it raises some very interesting ethical questions. Anyway, why am I making this video? I am making this video because I am going to start looking for ways in which we can gain redress, but I'm doing so without holding my breath and expecting nothing. I am doing this, and I'm also saying to those of you who watch me, if you are not in my ecosystems, it is going to, if Meta is going to waste my time creating content here, Libra, if Meta is going to waste my time creating content here so I can make videos for them to run ads that they will not give a revenue share on, then I will not be creating such content with any regularity. Anyway, I am going to move this morning live broadcast onto YouTube and onto my own private channel. Yeah, I'm going to move onto my own private channel so that my morning broadcast can be available. I will share this motivation to those who are in these platforms, because I cannot be doing this and feeding an organization which has forgotten its ethics. It's revenue share for a reason. You take money from the advertisers, promising to put it in front of people, put it through viable creators platforms, and then you do that without sharing revenue. That's wrong, because this is also, I know it's on your platform, but this is my intellectual property. This is my space. I know it's on your space, but what I'm sharing here belongs to me. The people on this platform are your people. They are on your platform, but they are interested in my content. Is why they are in this specific space listening. I have done a lot of work to curate this space. And the revenue share you pay is not a charity matter. It's not a charity. The revenue share you pay, it is payment for a service rendered. I'm here daily rendering the service. You certainly are taking advantage of the service and running your ads and promoting this, promoting that. However, what is actually most annoying about them is, and there are a lot of people who have been sending information to me. Libra, oh, I have many secrets. I can share two with you. One, I am making an aggressive reclaim of my sanity by doing things that I enjoy, by cutting back on the things that kept me busy. So I am rolling back. I am reading. Now every moment I have, I'm reading. I'm chilling. I am not chasing like I have done for the last how many years. I am unwinding. I am finding my life's balance. It's not a work balance anymore. I'm actually living. I'm focusing on that. Along that is the fact that I do not bear grudges. Now I have diarrhea of the mouth. Anything bothers me, you shall hear it. Like this, I'm telling you about this meta nonsense because it's just happened, and I am going to have that conversation to clear the air and move on. So that's all part of it. And two, I am also working with a medical team to work on the demons that torment me internally, to manage the multiple medical conditions that ail my poor body. Yeah, my boy, how you doing? One of the things that I'm particularly monitoring is insulin resistance. I'm working on insulin resistance management. I am still listening to I'm reading the werewolf stories. Yes, I am back to reading romance, stupid stories that will not contribute a thing to intelligence, but allows me to giggle and get in. Yes, I am reclaiming my life. But yeah, I am working on my insulin resistance. A lot of you saw that I had the continuous glucose monitor a few weeks ago. Those are all part of a program to understand what my body is doing. So that episode of monitoring allowed me and my medics to realize actually my sugar regulation was a concern, but not the concern we thought that it would be. We thought that my sugar would have spikes. No, my sugar was dipping below the normal range. I was going to the critical lows quite frequently. And so now my medics are adjusting my treatment plan. We are adjusting the actual medications. We are adjusting the dosages. We are changing some of the things. I'm going to go back when the weather begins to improve here. I am going to go back to walking, to dancing. I'm going to get myself a personal trainer now. I think we are at the point where I can do resistance training. I am now 3.5 years post heart surgery, so I think I can now work. Yeah. Oh, I'm very careful. Oh, Libra, I am very careful. I am very careful. I leave nothing to chance. I don't guess. Glory, how you doing? I am 3.5 years post-op. I think I have built enough stamina now to be able to do a little bit more. I will be walking more. Those who have been on the platform around 2020, 2021, I used to walk every morning for almost an hour before I went to work. We're going to be doing that. I don't want to do exercise unsupervised because of this history I've shared with you. So I'm going to look for a personal trainer, one who knows what they are doing. I've just signed up to a swimming coach. So I have done the work to manage the things that were storing unnecessary waste in my systems. I have even managed to remove some of the waste but I am flabby because what used to fill the gap underneath my skin was waste, and a lot of it has been removed, so I'm flabby. What I need to do then is to work on tightening the flab. Some stupid person I consulted says, well, you can do military training. I'm like, you fool, did you read what I said? I had surgery in 2023. No, I will not be doing nothing military. Libra. Oh, no. I am very careful. Cardiovascular illness runs on my mother's side of the family. My mom herself had a stroke 9 years ago. Her little sister died of a cardiovascular accident. The vulnerabilities with that I am very aware of. So, and I myself, because if you know me, I spend a lot of time with medics. I do. I am very clear of my ailments. My medics and I know all the things that I also have the tendencies to lean towards. The underlying issue around most of my conditions is the fact that I've got polycystic ovaries. You have a pacemaker. No, with God in your corner and with wisdom and diligence, you will be absolutely fine. Thank God for medical advancements. Thank God for that. So yeah, polycystic ovaries are my issue, my greatest issue at the moment. I am dealing with some serious anemia that I could not explain, but I think I finally have 2 potential lines of inquiry that I'm exploring with the anemia, and I'm hoping that in the next 6 months we will find one of them. May not even be a solution. It may not be the causal issue, but it might help me manage it. If I can reduce the bleed out, it will help reduce the burden on my poor blood cells. So we will see. We will see. Yeah. Anyway, Meta. I'm having this conversation with Meta because those of you who want to create content, and no, I'm not shutting down my Facebook. No, I will not. A lot of my clients are still found here. A lot of the conversations I have here are still worthy. But I am going to make another platform the originator of my content. So I will move this live and I will move it to YouTube. I needed to grow my YouTube live strategy anyway. So those of you who are used to listening to the morning drive on Facebook daily, I am going to move this very conversation and I'm going to move it to my YouTube. This is Jennifer. I'm going to move this to my YouTube. I am going to share links to my ecosystem so you can find the right places to be. If you haven't sent any message to me, most of you who have commented on this will get the automated messages, and one of the links that will come in the automated messages will be a link to join my communities. Please click on it to join my communities. If you are in my community, then you are likely to get the updated information I will share. My underside platform with you, and yeah, I have known that I need to move my outreach to different places. Samuel, I have known this for a while. Hi Dina. And Sybil, I need to move to spaces that I own, and I do have spaces that I own. But you see, a lot of you are used to hanging around free social medias, and so this is still a viable top funnel. But those of you in my ecosystem, so if you are a follower, I will be in touch with you. And I will ask you, I'm actually going to run a targeted ad. Watch out for those when it turns up. It will ask you to click and join my ecosystem. Do click and join my ecosystem, yeah? my ecosystem so that regardless of what's happening to these turbulent waters that are the free platforms, you are still in touch with me. The ecosystems are very important anyway, even if this hadn't happened. I am going to run the entrepreneurs community, and if you are in there, you will be in a league with like-minded people. Sometimes people will be there telling you what they are doing, what they are thinking, and so on. You can keep viability going. So I'm going to love you. Those of you who subscribe to the page, I think the subscriptions were also hit yesterday. I am going to publish alternative ways in which you can subscribe to my account. I needed to do that anyway. If you want to send me a gift, we are going to go back to using Buy Me a Coffee and not Facebook stars. So this happened yesterday. I decided not to waste my energy yesterday doing much because I was tired. I slept, but today I'm going to have time to think about my strategic response, and I will put loads of information around my Buy Me a Coffee account. Pauline, how you can buy me a coffee, how you can join my donations, how you can be a sponsor of the platform, and so on. And I will post the links and I will pin them to the Facebook page so you can find them on demand. What I'm actually literally demonstrating is what I have been teaching to a lot of you over time. You have to have alternative systems. You do, so that you can react and respond to things like this. Those creators who don't have ecosystems set up and they haven't got systems ready to use, when you wake up one day and Meta says that they have withdrawn their privileges to you, it is a suicide moment. It is. Hi Lena. Mwah. Good morning. Charlene, it's good to see you. Yeah, when Meta does this to you and you are unprepared, you go into a blind panic. This is what you do not want to happen. So what we do is prepare. As for me, I practice what I preach. So the ecosystems, the communities that I will be moving you into are already established. The platforms that I'm going to use to run this, I already pay for them. They are sitting there. I haven't had time to make any aggressive moves on nothing. I have known that these platforms are fickle and this was inevitable. And so yesterday when I saw it, I rolled my eyes and I started laughing. There's nothing I have done to warrant any of this, but it has been done to many people who have done nothing to warrant this anyway. So this was not news. It was a case of when it would happen rather than if it will happen. Can you move? But yeah, this is a classic example of being prepared. Having your bucket of water ready for when the fire comes. Learning and watching an ecosystem and knowing what is likely to happen. Yeah, Shorty Cake, how you doing? Cheryl, Kina, Marcia, Hawa, Pauline, you are welcome. Good morning. So, if you are a meta creator and it hasn't happened to you, watch out. It doesn't seem to matter how careful you are. It doesn't seem to matter how meticulous you have been. I have not stepped a foot wrong since 2019, and you don't even get an appeal. You don't have to do anything to warrant it, and when whatever bots they use mistakenly decide to categorize you, you are not even given repeal. Crazy. But there we go. Anyway, this is also, I keep saying to people, this is how a lot of these platforms are being stupid. In their greed, they are going to force some of us to move our businesses elsewhere, and eventually they will force some of us to create alternative platforms, and we will migrate people across. I don't even understand where this is. Meta is making so much money from the model they are currently operating. It was a fair model to some extent. You know, it could even be improved in terms of fairness. But no, we are not interested in improving nothing. We are just interested in taking more profit. So there are so many people with thousands of dollars that they have earned legitimately. And that's the thing also. If you demonetize somebody's platform, pay what they have already earned whilst they were monetized. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, 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 no. My notification yesterday says my payment channel is deactivated. That means that whatever I have outstanding in Meta is now not getting paid into my account anytime soon, is it? Because the payment channel itself has been deactivated. How? I was in good standing when the money was earned. Why can't money earned in good standing be paid to the creator? Anywho, if you are new, even if you are not so new, I think my actual conversation to all of us is that there is a wind of change blowing. Meta is deciding to go in its directions. It's making very bold decisions that suggest that they are no longer creator-centric. They are no longer creator-centric. Your live videos cannot stay more than 30 days. This cannot be, yeah. They are no longer creator-centric. And if they are no longer creator-centric, it suggests that the smart creators also need to review what we do. So you've seen a lot of big accounts suddenly move to YouTube, and they are now focusing on YouTube. A lot of them do this silently. Rhonda, how you doing? A lot of them do this silently. Well, I'm not doing it silently. I'm going to move. I'll tell you where I will move particular things to, and I needed to create a broadcast schedule anyway, so that I can commit to particular conversations at particular times. So yeah. Give me some time. Let me have time to organize these things. And I am looking for somebody to be a platform. Hello. Amen. Amen, Sister Jennifer. Amen to that kind prayer. And I send the same prayer, double down, pressed down, running over to you and yours. Yeah. You know, I'm going to make my decisions, but I am looking for an employee, one more employee. I would much rather it is somebody from here. It's probably not the best paying job, but it is also a job that allows you an apprenticeship on platform management. Oh, Cheryl, Facebook is insane at the moment. If you go to all the big creator platforms, you will hear everybody complaining, well, except those who don't want you to know that there is an issue. As for me, you know me, if I have an issue, I will tell you I have an issue. I don't find that as any detraction from who I am. I haven't violated nothing. I have not posted anybody's content. I have not shared anybody's content. I have not gone nude. I have not insulted anybody. I'm not political. What could I have possibly done in the last how many days, which warrants almost annihilation of my monetization systems? What did I do? Which of the content monetization laws did I flout? They couldn't tell you. So okay, fine. People are now active on Twitch. People are active on YouTube. People are finding new places. I know a friend who has just started her own thing in her space, and that's probably what I am going to begin to do. So if you like my content, and those of you who are here who watch my content anyway, this is what I always say to people: watching the content is nice, but that's just the surface. It will be much more meaningful. Yeah, glory to. Glory made her decisions. A lot of people have done so. Like I said, some people may tell you what they do, some people don't. But if you find somebody who was a Facebooker suddenly becomes a YouTuber, there's a reason why they are all, and YouTube doesn't seem to be making the same aggressive moves. I've seen people who are now Twitch content creators, and I'm like, yeah. But I think for me, I am going to move onto the academy domain, and I'm going to make the academy domain the main focus of this outreach. So I will create the places, I will create the studios and the spaces so that you can join the studios. At the moment, I'm not sure how I would get the live content to broadcast straight, so I need to go have a look. But I will share links to platforms that I own, and I want them on my domains. I no longer want to spend my time building 300,000 on somebody's platform for them to decide what happens whenever they want. That irks me. It irks me. So do be patient with me whilst I figure out the logistics. I've got the tools. I pay for all the tools already. I know the tools that I probably can use. I just need to sit down and work out the logistics of exactly what I would do, where, when, how, which. Yeah. And you've got to be, like I said yesterday in yesterday's video, the environment is dynamic. You've got to be dynamic in response. So I cannot continue to do what I was doing this morning when yesterday happened. That would be stupid. So yeah, this is me in my dynamic response to a dynamic, transient meta platform and their choices. You know, it's their platform. Who am I to tell them what to do? I can't tell them what to do, but I can do what I want to do. So I'm going to focus on doing and this is true in all walks of my life. Actually, I find in my life right now a lot of things are making their bold steps, and I also need to make bold steps in response. I'm no coward. We shake and we do anyway. We're not sure, but we do anyway. Do I know exactly which platform is going to figure out and be my salvation? No. But am I going to sit idle just because I know? Like I said, life is a big action research. So I'm going to go to platform 1 and try X. We'll go to platform B and try Y. We will try many platforms until eventually something works. Okay? Get in touch. If you are not a top fan on the page, can you do what it takes to be a top fan? If you haven't got it on notification, can you put it on notification so that when I put things up, you can see? Yeah? All right. I'll see you in a bit.